episode number 90.
And today, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be telling you how to forge a new path in your life.
Yes.
So Mario.
What the?
Fine. Let's get started here with, have you ever felt like you were at a wall? Or maybe right now you feel a little bit stuck, like you're not making progress, like it's just stagnant, like you're just repeating days and you're just kind of getting tired of it, but then you got used to it, it's kind of comfortable and you don't really mind, but you want greater of yourself. Well, that's not going to happen until you forge a new path in your life. It can't happen if all you're doing are the same things. And I had this little issue as well where I was like, in the future I want to be all these things. But if I'm living the same day-to-day life every single day, doing the same things every day, how's that future ever going to happen?
Yeah.
It can't happen. No matter, like, even if I wait a few months, like, oh, maybe in a few months I'll be able to do this, I'll get that, I'm going to wait until I have this to do that.
But Harvey, I have this job and I have a family and I have this going on.
Oh, really? So you're already making excuses for yourself. So you're just going to keep putting it off then. You're going to put off the things that matter to you, the things that you want to do in life simply because of your excuses. I'm pretty sure there's people out there who have had worse situations where their likeliness, where their chances of succeeding were much less than yours, and they still found a way to get it done.
Exactly, and they didn't see it as an excuse. They saw it as you know what, now because of this, I have to succeed. So that's a way to flip perspectives as well and realize, it's not excuses and you're making it into one. Mm-hmm. And those are also reasons why if you simply by them saying all of these excuses, they're already taking themselves out of any sort of way to achieving even more success than where they're at. And that's the saddest thing, that you haven't even started and you're already taking yourself out of the race.
You're already counting yourself out. Like, you haven't even given yourself a chance to even try. Like, you haven't even given it a try yet. Well, Harvey, yes I have. And you know what? It's going to take more money. It's going to take more time. Or maybe it's just not for me. I'm not capable. Look at that. That is why you're not capable. Because you're already telling yourself you're not. It's that kind of attitude, it's that kind of mindset that determines whether you're going to be successful or not. And whatever you want to do. And so that's why instead of coming up with all the reasons why you can't do something, instead switch the perspective, like, you know what, if anything now I have to even more. Because of all these setbacks, because of whatever's going on in my life, I have more of a reason to get to where I want to be. Mm-hmm. And you need to just switch that perspective, have that change in mindset. Because if you keep thinking of yourself that way, you're never going to get what you want done in life. You're not going to accomplish it. You're not going to accomplish your levels of success if you keep doing the same things and you keep telling yourself the same excuses. It just doesn't work that way, guys. Albert Einstein, what was that quote? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. It's not going to happen.
It won't happen, and that's when you need to realize, I'm not happy right now, so what am I doing that's not making me happy? This is where you have to reevaluate yourself, reevaluate your things that you do on a daily basis. Maybe add new things, maybe take away new things, and this is how you set yourself up to forge a new path.
Yes.
And this could lead on to you asking yourself, right now, what would I be doing if I was this sort of, or if I achieved this already, if I did this and I was already all of this, what would I be doing right now at this moment? Mm-hmm. And obviously for some, they would be doing it if they were continuously happy and doing whatever it is. Or on the opposite end, you wouldn't be, what is the hindering habits that are in your life? You wouldn't be doing these things, or else you would have been the person that you are. Mm-hmm. So with these, they all add on, and I guess it's really just about reevaluating yourself and doing something different.
That's the main takeaway. It's like, that's what it is, because every day we get caught up doing the same things, right? And we get the same results. And our life doesn't change because we're not willing to change. And we're not willing to do something different and get out of our comfort zone. So we keep on getting the same results. So it really just boils down to doing something different. If you're doing the same thing every day, try something different. Get out of that comfort zone. Do something that makes you a little bit uncomfortable. And then keep on stretching that comfort zone. And you will start, your life starts to change because you're no longer doing the same things.
Mm-hmm. And you know what this reminds me of? I guess this could be specifically for myself or anyone in general, honestly. Because you go through phases, right? You get into ruts and you realize, but once you're in the rut, you're like, you stay in there and it becomes comfortable. But you want more, and it's really like counteracts it, but that's when you need to realize, maybe I am not doing the best right now, maybe I'm not doing what I used to do. But by you simply realizing that, reevaluating yourself, and now trying to get out of ruts, because ruts happen. Ruts are things that are in life that can occur, but we can consistently prevent them and keep going. Or when we get into them, we can realize we're into them and slowly get out of it. And that's what separates the people. People usually get into ruts, stay comfortable, stay in there, and never do anything about it. But if you're listening to this right now, you get into these ruts, you realize, and you come out even better, because these ruts were meant to be here for a reason. So if you realize it and see it this way, you are onto doing something better for yourself. And that's when you need to realize it's okay to be in these ruts, but it's not okay to stay in them.
Yeah. Staying in them, it makes a difference, and especially when you have excuses or you try to justify the reason why you're there. If anything, start to see like your downfalls or these ruts where you get off track as like signals, basically. Like, okay, I'm feeling this way, my life is this way because I'm doing something wrong. So therefore I need to like adjust and get back on track and do something. As let's say if you were a lot happier back then, stuff in your past, and you'd be like, man, I was so happy. What was I doing differently? I was actually doing stuff I liked. I was actually had real friends with me. Maybe I had this, just identify the things and try and replicate those things in your life right now. Maybe you let go of some of these things. Maybe you stopped caring as much. Maybe you're working a job that you don't like, and then that's stripped away freedom, that stripped away stuff that you like. So it's about putting yourself back on track, or even better, forging a completely new path that makes you even happier than you ever were. And so it just, like you said, it takes identifying the problems. The moment you identify the problem, you're already halfway there. Some people don't even know what's wrong. And it's just, they just stay in that little loop right there. They just stay in this loop of comfortability. And it's harder to get out of those. But if you can identify where you're lacking, if you can identify, man, I've been feeling this way. This is why. I need to step away from that. I need to stop doing that. And I need to start doing this instead. It's like dropping those old habits, deleting your anchors that hold you back, and then instead adding new stuff, adding new things. Make space for your mind. Make space to learn.
You know what? That you say that reminds me of like personal journey, right? Personal journey. You realize that these things are uncomfortable. Like, I'm not used to doing this, so it's gonna be weird. You might be like, oh, I'm gonna go back to doing this. But that's the point of it. That's how you know you're achieving some sort of growth. You're getting out of that comfort zone, like we say. You're expanding it. And that's how you know you're on the right path. It might feel weird, but that's where courage comes in. That's where, I want to do this not only for myself, but to better everyone around me. And I guess if you really want to take yourself out of it and really get an exterior why, or maybe it's an even deeper meaning why, like for your family or whoever's taking care of your friends or anything, and realize that maybe you're putting in this work not simply for yourself, but for them as well. And that can also make you, I'm doing this not only for myself, but for others. And that's why it means so much more than doing whatever else I was doing before.
Exactly.
And it's really like a consistent reminder. And to realize these feelings that feel uncomfortable, they're normal, but I can push through them.
And that right there, that mindset right there is the only way you're going to be able to forge these new paths. The only way you're going to be able to finally get out of doing the same things, finally stop feeling stagnant. Because there are times where you just look back and you're like, man, where have the weeks gone by, the months, the years? I'm still not that happy. I'm still not where I want to be. What is it? The only thing stopping you is you. It's that simple. The only reason you're not where you want to be is because of yourself. And excuses are not going to help you, they're not going to help you at all. And so that's why it takes identifying the issues, deleting those issues out of your life, and replacing them with good habits, replacing them with the things that you want to be. Okay, are these habits going to bring me closer to my goal? No? Okay, let me get rid of them. Let me replace them with habits that are going to get me closer to my goal. Maybe let me start reading. Maybe let me start meditating. Maybe let me start making new connections. Let me start networking with people. Let me start getting to know people that are already doing what I want to do and living the life that I want to live. Maybe I need to replicate their formulas and get there myself. So there's so much we can do, and really the excuses need to stop. They're not going to get you there. You deserve to live a life where you're happy, successful, abundant, and prosperous for you and for others. So again, those excuses, they need to stop. You can start naming the reasons why you can't do something. Like you can name millions of reasons about why you can't do something, and that you're already counting yourself out. You're not even giving yourself a fighting chance. You just stop right there, and that's it. You should strive to want more for yourself, for your family, for whatever you have that's going on in your life. these things need to be considered. You need to start finding instead reasons of why you can do something. Okay, I can do this because of these things. I have the skill set to do this. I have the mind to do this. I have an ability to learn these things. I can do what it takes to get to where I want to be. And so it's just flipping that switch. It's flipping that perspective to where these opportunities, where you just saw failure and disaster, now you see opportunities. And you see places where, hey, I'm up for this challenge now. Like, I can now do these things simply by that switch in mindset. And simply by getting yourself out of that comfort zone. By you reading books, by you meeting new people, now you have an enhanced mindset that even allows you to get into these things in the first place.
Yeah.
And so, that's literally how you
literally
forge
so
these new
important.
paths. And this is what we're applying into our life right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's things that need to be tried. There's things that when someone says, "Oh, I've tried everything," no, you haven't.
No,
When you say that, no, you haven't. Or, "Oh, I already know all that," no, you don't. There's just so many excuses you can do, but that just stops you right there. And even for us, we're finding new ways to do all types of things to get us to where we want to be. And so the same advice that we're giving you all, the same advice that we're using on ourselves. And that is why we're going to see these results.
Yeah, exactly. And this is why we've made it to episode number 90.
Episode 90, look at that.
I hope this shows not only that we are dedicated, but we also are implementing what we do, because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for consistency. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for discipline. We wouldn't be here for many things that we say on here that if we didn't ever implement it. So that's really like a blessing to realize it's almost at 100. And there's going to be so many more, and it's the craziest thing. And it's just the beginning, and that's why it's always important to just realize that this is the pre, and everyone realizing and seeing this, you're just in the beginning of the journey, and it's appreciated.
Oh yeah, yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
So I guess that's about it, isn't it?
That's really what it is, guys. And I guess really the main points were really all of stop making excuses, realize what you're doing, and then you'll realize major breakthrough will come through.
Do things differently as well. Go out there. Put yourself out there. Put the things that you want to do. Put them out there. Don't be scared. Don't let people's judgment stop you from doing what you want to do. Just do it. If there's something you love, why deprive yourself of it simply because of what other people think? Go out there and do it. That's the only way change is gonna happen.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that's about it.
That's so good. Yes.
Alright.
So please, guys, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to be here with us.
Yes, thank you.